Welcome to the Maxvan Video Owner's Manual. This video will show basic operation of RV components and offer troubleshooting suggestions for potential issues. Please refer to the chapter list in the description below to jump to a particular subject. To use your battery cutoff switch, first find the switch which is located behind and underneath the front passenger seat of the Pathway. Rotate the switch to the off position to disconnect the battery. You may hear a click indicating that the circuit is broken. Check to see that your 12-volt systems are no longer powered. The exterior scare light, water pump, and refrigerator are all 12-volt systems that should no longer be on. When ready to use the RV again, rotate the switch to the on position to reconnect the battery. The Pathway's primary electrical system uses 30-amp service while camping. We'll show you how to safely hook up your RV's 30-amp service to Shoreline power using an inline surge protector. Following these steps will help protect your RV's electrical system and ensure reliable power on your trip. Before you start, gather the following items: your RV's 30-amp power cord, an inline surge protector designed for 30-amp service, and a flashlight if you're setting up in low light. Follow these steps to safely connect your RV to power. Before connecting, check the power pedestal for visible damage, loose connections, or burnt outlets. Use the surge protector's built-in tester or a separate outlet tester to ensure proper voltage and grounding at the pedestal. Plug the surge protector into the 30-amp outlet on the power pedestal. Make sure it's firmly seated. Connect your RV's 30-amp power cord to the surge protector. Plug the other end of the power cord into your RV's power inlet, if applicable. Once everything is securely connected, switch on the power pedestal's 30-amp breaker. Should you need to camp or power your RV somewhere with no shore power connection, your Pathway is equipped with a gas generator. Let's take a look at the process of starting and stopping your generator and go over some general use information. To start your generator, ensure there's sufficient fuel in the vehicle's gas tank. Reduce initial load by turning off major appliances like the air conditioner. Press and hold the start button until the generator runs smoothly. Release the button after it starts. Ensure no warning indicator lights are displayed. With the generator on, gradually turn on appliances to avoid overloading. Ensure the generator's exhaust is clear of obstructions and vented away from the RV. To shut down your generator, power down the appliances connected to the generator. Hold the stop button down until the generator completely powers off. Let the generator cool down before performing any maintenance or inspections. We recommend bringing your generator to a professional for routine maintenance. Replace the oil every 50 to 100 hours of use, or as recommended in the owner's manual. Check the air filter regularly and clean or replace as needed. Check the spark plug for wear and replace if necessary. Have the generator professionally inspected annually or as needed. Using water in the Pathway can happen in a few different ways. We'll explain the differences between city water and tank fill, how to use an inline water pressure regulator, when to use your RV's water pump, and essential maintenance tips to keep your water system in top shape. City water and tank fill offer two ways to supply water to your RV. With the selector valve set to city, water pressure from the fresh water hose provides continuous water flow to your wet bath and sink. The water from these faucets then goes down the drain and into your gray water holding tank. Setting the selector valve to tank fill will route the incoming water into a holding tank from the fresh water supply line. The onboard water pump can then be used to pump water from the fresh tank to the faucets when needed. This is ideal when traveling to a place where no water connection is available. Just inside the rear door, you'll find a selector valve with two settings: city water and tank fill. This selector determines where your inbound water is going. To protect your RV's plumbing, we have provided an inline water pressure regulator. Connect the regulator to the water spigot before attaching your hose. Attach the other end of the hose to your city water inlet. Turn on the spigot slowly to avoid pressure surges. Your RV's water pump is essential in the following situations. When using the fresh water tank, turn on the pump to pressurize water from the tank to your faucets and appliances. When dry camping, the pump allows you to access water from the tank when no city water source is available. You can use the pump to test your plumbing for leaks after winterizing or repairs. Remember to turn off the pump when connected to city water to avoid damage. There are two primary tanks in your pathway: a fresh water tank that can pump water in your pathway to the sink and shower, and the gray water tank, which collects wastewater from your sinks and shower. The runoff can contain food particles, soap residue, and grease. Keeping it clean and well-maintained will prevent odors and clogs. Always use eco-friendly soaps and avoid pouring grease or large food particles down the drain. These simple habits help keep your tank clean and prevent buildup. Draining your gray water tank is straightforward. Connect a sewer hose to the tank outlet and the other end to your campsite's sewer connection or appropriate wastewater disposal station. Open the gray water valve and let it flow until the tank is empty. Finally, after draining, flush the tank with clean water. Close the waste gate and add a gray water tank treatment. This keeps it fresh and reduces any lingering odors. If you're storing your RV or preparing for cold weather, you'll want to remove any residual water from the vehicle. With your hose hooked to an appropriate dump station, drain the gray tank and leave the waste gate valve open. Turn on the water pump and open the sink faucet to drain the fresh water tank into the open gray water tank. Using an oil-less compressor regulated to 50 psi and a blowout plug manufactured by Cameco. Open up the faucets and slowly pressurize the system with air until the water is no longer flowing. The pathway is equipped with a Thetford cassette toilet. The Thetford cassette toilet combines a fixed toilet bowl with a removable waste cassette beneath. Key components include the toilet bowl where waste is deposited, the blade valve, which opens the port between the toilet bowl and collection cassette, the flush button for rinsing the toilet bowl, the cassette, a 5-gallon removable collection tank that stores waste for easy disposal and can be accessed from an exterior hatch to use your Thetford cassette toilet effectively. Ensure the waste cassette is securely in place and contains the appropriate amount of toilet chemical. Open the blade valve by sliding the handle, then use the toilet as needed. Press the flush button to rinse the bowl. Slide the blade valve handle back to seal the cassette. Emptying the waste cassette is straightforward. Open the exterior access door, unlock the cassette, and slide it out. Carry the cassette using the handle or wheels if equipped. Using an approved dump station, bathroom toilet, or porta potty, rotate the spout, remove the cap, and pour the waste into the dump station while pressing the vent button to prevent splashing. Rinse thoroughly with water and add the recommended amount of toilet chemical before reinstalling. Regular maintenance keeps your cassette toilet in top condition. Use a non-abrasive cleaner to avoid damaging surfaces. Check the blade valve seal and lubricate with Thetford seal lubricant as needed. Always use the correct toilet chemicals and rinse the cassette after every emptying to avoid unwanted smells. If storing the RV in cold weather, drain the system completely to prevent freezing. For the purposes of checking tank levels, the pathway uses the I-Series tank monitor to keep track of your RV's fresh and gray water levels with ease. The I-Series tank monitor provides real-time readings of your RV's tank levels. To view your tank levels, turn on the monitor using the power button. Press and hold the down or up arrow to scroll through the tank options displayed on the screen. The monitor will show the current level as a percentage and as a bar graph. The I-Series monitors include high or low level alerts to notify you when tanks are nearing capacity or are empty. The pathway utilizes the AquaHot system to act as your furnace and water heater. The system operates on the RV's electrical and fuel supply to provide continuous hot water and warmth with minimal noise. We'll provide an overview of your system's features and show you how to operate it. Ensure your RV has fuel and the electricity is on. Press the main button to turn on the display. Pressing the button a second time will begin mode selection. Clicking the button while hovering over the RV icon will allow you to then rotate to choose your desired temperature. Click the button once more to set the temp and return to the main menu. Rotate the button to the second icon that looks like a thermometer in water and click the button to then rotate through and choose your water heater settings. You can press the button to select either an economic power saving mode, the hot mode, or to turn the water heater off. Clicking the third icon will allow you to choose how your AquaHot is powered. Rotating the knob will let you choose whether the AquaHot is powered from the vehicle's fuel and 12-volt, or a mix of the vehicle's fuel and shore power. Finally, there is an option for all-electric, low or high consumption. The all-electric operation requires the vehicle to be plugged into shore power. The final icon in the top row is the vent option, which will turn on a fan to help circulate air through the cabin. The first icon in the bottom row allows you to set a timer to automatically shut the system down. This is followed by your clock settings, and finally a wrench icon that goes deeper into the AquaHot system settings. With the water heater turned on, simply open a hot water tap to activate the continuous hot water system. The burner will ignite automatically as needed. Remember to allow the system a few minutes to reach the desired temperature. If you encounter issues with your AquaHot system, if no hot water is available, verify the system is powered on and the fuel supply is active. Check for air in the water lines. In the event of insufficient heat, ensure the thermostat is set correctly and inspect heating zones for obstructions. If the burner fails to ignite, check fuel levels, inspect the air intake and exhaust, and ensure the burner assembly is clean. Refer to the diagnostic codes displayed on your control panel and consult the owner's manual for specific solutions regarding error codes. For persistent problems, contact an AquaHot certified technician for professional assistance. The Pathway is equipped with a Coleman Mach RV air conditioner for high-performance cooling. It features an easy-to-use wall-mounted thermostat to adjust the fan speed and temperature. Let's walk through basic operation and maintenance tips to ensure your AC unit performs at its best. Ensure your RV is connected to shore power or that your generator is running. Then, turn on the unit using the primary button on the thermostat. Pressing the button will switch between modes and rotating it will select options within each mode. To turn on the air conditioner, press the button and rotate the knob for the digital display to show the unit as on. It may take a moment for the air conditioner to power up. In this menu, you can also select fan speed. If you would like to dehumidify the RV, dry mode is available. To set your desired temperature, rotate the knob through the settings until you reach the temperature box in the upper right of the display. Click the button once and then rotate to select your desired temperature. Regular maintenance keeps your Coleman Mach air conditioner running efficiently. Here are some tips. Remove the air filter from the ceiling assembly, wash it with mild soap and water, then let it dry completely before reinstalling. Ensure the rooftop unit is free of dirt, leaves, or obstructions that could restrict airflow. Schedule a professional inspection annually to check seals, fins, and ensure the refrigerant levels and electrical components are in good condition. If you encounter issues with your AC unit, if it is not cooling, verify power supply, mode settings, and ensure the thermostat is set to a cooling mode. If you are experiencing weak airflow, clean the air filter and check for obstructions in the vents. If the AC has no power, check your breaker box to make sure you haven't tripped the circuit. Flip the associated breaker switch to reset. For persistent issues, water leaks, or unusual noises, contact a certified RV technician. The rear ramp serves as the wheelchair entrance to the RV and can be electrically raised to level to act as part of the rear floor when not in use. At close to 10 feet in length and with a 14-degree ramp angle, the design makes it easy to roll in and out of the RV without the use of hydraulic lifts or platforms. Ensure that you have 12-volt power. Using the rear ramp is a simple and straightforward process. Ensure that you have 12V power and that the battery cutoff switch is in the on position. With the ramp extension still locked in the upright position, use either the included key fob or the wall switch to electronically lower the interior ramp. Now that the interior ramp is in the down position, release the safety latches on either side of the ramp at the rear of the vehicle. Firmly grasp the handle and lower the ramp to ground level. To return to travel and RV use, simply reverse the process and level up the floor. The ramp features a power disconnect to prevent accidental lowering of the ramp while traveling or in RV use. Should you encounter issues with ramp operation, check the following items. If the ramp is not operating, ensure that the vehicle has power. Check your battery cutoff switch, make sure it's in the on position. Be sure to routinely clean out any debris that may accumulate in the ramp pan and around the hinges and joints. Should you experience noisy or squeaky hinges in operation, it could indicate that the system needs lubrication. A silicone spray at the hinge joints may alleviate this issue. The Pathway is equipped with a wheelchair tied down and occupant restraint system. Let's take a look at the equipment provided and how to use it correctly. Locate the provided 4 tie-down retractors and lap belt. Position the wheelchair facing forward in the vehicle and centered between the 4 floor anchor points. Lock the 4 floor anchors into place by pressing the anchor into the track and sliding it along the track into the locked position. Extend the belt and secure the hook to the appropriate anchor point on the chair on all 4 corners. Take note not to pass straps through wheelchair wheels and do not allow the straps to conform or bend around any sharp objects. Tighten the anchors by rotating the knob on the end, locking the chair into place. Lay the lap belt across the passenger flat against the body. Make sure it is not twisted. Also make sure that it is under the armrests and not over or around side panels. The lap belt should be low on the pelvis. Using the buckles at the end of the lap belt, secure the belt to the rear floor anchors. Adjust the belt to fit the passenger snugly. Take the end of the shoulder belt from the wall anchor. Place over the occupant's shoulder and attach the end buckle to the lap belt. Ensure that the belt does not travel across the passenger's neck. Adjust to fit the passenger snugly. To release the passenger from the constraint system, reverse the process. Unbuckle the passenger's shoulder and lap belts and set them to the side. Depress the red switch on the floor anchor to release the strap and unhook from the anchor point on the chair. Lift up on the anchor lock switch and slide along the track to remove each of the 4 anchors from the floor. For the purposes of lounging and sleeping, the Pathway is equipped with a sofa that converts to a near queen-sized bed. Converting your sofa into a bed happens in 3 easy steps. Near the center of the frame, just below the seat cushions, locate the retainer strap and unbutton it from the frame. Take hold of the handle on the frame and pull it towards the sliding door entrance of the van. Move the cushions that comprise the backrest to the now extended frame to create the sleeping surface. Reverse the process to make the bed back into a sofa. Should you encounter issues with the bed, check the following. If the frame is not opening, check for any obstructions and ensure that the security strap has been unbuttoned. Experiencing noisy or squeaky runners in operation could indicate that the system needs lubrication. A silicone spray along the runner may alleviate this issue. Whether dining or working, the fully adjustable table provided with the Pathway can be attached to either the passenger chair or the primary sofa. To assemble the table, locate the 4 parts: the mounted base, the upright arm, the swing arm, and the tabletop. Attach the upright arm to the mounted base by slotting it into the channel. Spin the quick release handle clockwise to tighten, and then fold the hand inwards to lock in place. Slot the swing arm onto the top of the upright arm and use the quick release handle to tighten to your desired level. Slot the peg on the underside of the tabletop into the opposite end of the swing arm and use the quick release handle to tighten to your desired level. When not in use, the table can be broken down and stored in the overhead bin. Just inside your sliding door on the wall, you'll find your primary rocker switch panel. This panel hosts a series of switches that control lights and pumps. From left to right, the switches control the following applications. Switch 1, titled Camp Light. This switch will operate the exterior light above the sliding door. Switch 2, titled Interior Lights. This will cut on and off your primary interior ceiling lights. Switch 3, titled Bathroom Light. This switch cuts on and off the light located in the wet bath. Switch 4, titled Water Pump. This is the power switch for your onboard water pump for use in dry camping. Switch 5, titled Night Mode. This will cut off the lights embedded in the rocker switches, allowing for a darker cabin at night. Switch 6 is not technically a switch, but rather a USB port for charging devices and providing 12-volt power. If the panel is not functioning, it could be indicative of a power failure. Make sure your battery cutoff switch is in the on position and that your battery has a charge, or plug the van into shore power. The onboard generator can also provide power to the coach if no shore power is available. If you have power and the panel is still unresponsive, you may need to check your fuse panel located beneath the sofa for blown fuses. The passenger seat in the Maxvan is designed to swivel to the main cabin and can act as additional seating while relaxing inside. It also serves as a dining or workspace with the optional table attachment. When the vehicle is in operation, the seat must face forward. Spinning the passenger seat to the cab is a simple process. Locate the large red tab below the seat cushion in front of the seat and lift it up to unlock the seat's ability to swivel. While holding the locking tab up, rotate the seat counterclockwise to face the cab. Note that you may need to slide the seat either forward or backward with the manual seat adjustment in order to do a full rotation. When driving, the seat must face forward. Simply rotate the seat to face the front of the vehicle and ensure that it's in the locked position. Should you encounter any issues with the seat, please check the following. If the seat is not spinning, check for any obstructions and ensure that the locking tab is in the up position. Experiencing noisy or squeaky plate connections in operation could indicate that the system needs lubrication. A silicone spray along the plate connection may alleviate this issue. The Pathway comes standard with a 12-volt refrigerator and an induction cooktop. A microwave is optional. Your refrigerator will operate on battery power for a limited time. Make sure your battery cutoff switch is in the on position to ensure your refrigerator is receiving 12-volt power. When available, plug into shore power or run the generator so as not to deplete the house battery. The induction cooktop requires shore power, or if unavailable, the onboard generator to supply the necessary power to turn on the cooktop. Should you have any questions or concerns, visit maxvan.com for more information and contact information. If you are unsure of an issue, please contact a certified RV technician to help you resolve your RV's problem.